Hello, and welcome to this comparison video. Since Beyond the Wire is out, there are now two World War I FPS games aiming for realism, at least to some extent, so I thought it would be a good idea to make a comparison video. This video contains my experience with the games, so it's my opinion, and everyone is free to agree or disagree with it. Just so you know, my channel is not supported, I don't monetize, and I don't have people sponsoring me. So if you have any doubts about my opinion, at least they aren't based on payments. In this comparison, I'll compare Verdun, made on the Unity engine, and Beyond the Wire, made on the Unreal engine. I leave out Battlefield 1 because I have only played that in the trial and I didn't like it, so I can't say much about that. This video might be useful for people who want to play World War I shooters and can't decide on which one to start with. After you watch this, I'd say try it out and just refund if you don't like it after all. Verdun is a full game and Beyond the Wire is early access, so please keep that in mind while making a choice, if you are making one, because of course you could play both, as I and many other people do. Spawning. In Verdun you can spawn on a static spawn, which is kind of random. And you can also spawn on your squad leader, as you can see here. This is the case in most squads. And you can spawn on squad mates in some squads, depending on your squad type. More about that later. In Beyond the Wire, you can spawn on a static spawn, which is pretty exact. You click and then you spawn almost next to the point. You can also spawn on your squad leader, and that's not always the case in my experience. And you can also spawn on a rally, as you just saw. A rally can be deployed by a squad leader, as you can see right here. And it will be a squad-wide spawn point. Menu. In Verdun's menu you will see the various game modes Verdun has, like squad, defense, attrition, rifle deathmatch, and frontlines, which is the most played game mode. To join a game, just click on one of the matches on the left, where you can see which map is playing, how many players are on it, and how long it will last. The remaining time is shown. Or just click on a map and then on a squad you wish to join. You can always replace a bot. You can recognize the bots by them being level 1 and having a generic name, with a first and a last name, which is from the country he is from, like Hans Müller for the Germans and François Lagarde for a French guy. You can also make a custom game for yourself. In Beyond the Wire, this is what you see when you open the server browser. Just select the server and click on it, you will be placed in a queue, and after it's over you can join the server. You pick a team, actually the team is picked for you, because it says continue on the team that is picked for you, and then you will be able to choose a squad. Classes. In Verdun there are 4 classes per squad, and there are 5 types of squads. There are rifle squads, scout squads, assault, sentry and engineer squads. The classes are NCO, rifleman, machine gun and grenadier. There are 15 types of squads that I'm showing right here. In Beyond the Wire there are 5 types of squads: infantry, scout, machine gun and artillery squads, which are actually engineer squads. And there is a commander. When you create a squad, you will see the team-wide classes for infantry squads, like rifleman, medic, grenadier, assault, light machine gunner and officer. Maps. In Verdun, maps are regions. They represent an entire area in which different battles took place. There are 9 maps in total, not counting the team deathmatch map, and you can see all maps in the top right corner right now. In Beyond the Wire, the maps are more precise locations. They are based on real places which are mentioned on the map. So far there are 3 maps: Zonnebeke, which is in Passendale, Friese, which is in the Somme sector, and Ansoncourt, which is on the Meuse-Argonne front. Weapons. In Verdun you can upgrade after you win career points. You win points by playing because you get points after each round, but good rounds give you more points. With the points you can unlock new weapons, so each class in each squad has 3 loadouts, as you can see here. There's of course some overlap. The SMLE, for example, is in more than one Commonwealth loadout. Roughly you could say that 3 levels times 4 squad members times 15 squads means around 180 weapons in game, and then I'm talking about firearms and not explosives like grenades. So I'm talking about rifles, carbines, light machine guns, submachine guns, pistols and revolvers. Melee in Verdun is straightforward bashing. There are clubs, bayonets and spades. There is sway, stamina and a hold breath function for better aiming. In Beyond the Wire you can choose between some weapons when you pick a class, like for French officer you can choose between the Lebel and the Model 1892 revolver, as you can see here. There is no unlocking system and therefore the army is more uniform. That means less variety, but it's more realistic. While there are no heavy machine guns in Verdun, you can place one when you are in the dedicated squad for it in Beyond the Wire. Same goes for field cannons that you can build. Melee has a swing and directional system. There are clubs and bayonets. There is sway, stamina and a hold breath function for better aiming. Artillery in Verdun is in the hands of the officer of the squad. If you are a rifle squad, your NCO will be able to call in artillery, as you just saw him do. After the squad levels up, the artillery becomes heavier, from mortars to sector artillery. In assault squads, the officers get gas, and that's also upgradable. You start out with chlorine gas, as you can see here, and you can end up with mustard gas. In Beyond the Wire, the artillery is in the hands of the commander. He is the only one able to put artillery or gas on the field, using marks given to him by officers. While this may seem like a handicap, the artillery itself is much more powerful. Gameplay. In Verdun you start as the attacking or defending team and you have to hold your trench or take the enemy trench. There's a limited amount of time, as you can see on the top, 40 seconds left. And you can earn extra time by killing lots of enemies. You neutralize and then capture the trench by having more people in it than the enemy. Immediately after, the roles switch. The attacker becomes the defender of the new trench. If you defend and you do so successfully, you get to attack the enemy's trench. All soldiers in no man's land will have to retreat in time or they will die. Same goes for soldiers who wander off the side of the map. They will be, quote, executed for desertion, unquote. There's no friendly fire in Verdun. If you shoot a teammate, you get a penalty of 10 points. And if you watch closely, you can see the defenders become the attackers now. In Beyond the Wire, there are more capture points per trench, from 3 points to 15 points. You have to make sure your team captures the majority of the points when the time runs out. You see all those gray dots? We need to cap over half of them when the time runs out. This is mostly 10 minutes. You neutralize and then capture a point by having more people in it than the enemy. The points are letters on the map, as you can see here. And while you may not own any of them after 5 minutes have passed, if you capture 8 in the remaining 5, you will win the sector. The fight will continue in the next sector and it will be about the same. So it's very well possible that you switch from defender to attacker, but it's also possible that you stay attacker or defender for a few sectors in a row. If a team captures the headquarters sector, they win. Or when that hasn't happened, when the time runs out, the game checks how many sectors each team conquered, and the team with most sectors captured will win. I'm in the barn. Here you can see what capping a point looks like. And here you can see which team had more sectors. There's another game mode called Assault, in which the defenders can't recapture points after they lost them. If you lose a sector as the defender, you will get a notice that you have to retreat to your own lines. If you take too long, you won't be able to fire your weapon anymore until you reach your own trench. There's friendly fire and Beyond the Wire, your teammate will die if you shoot him. In Verdun you give orders like this to your squad, and for voice over IP there's team voice chat and NCO voice chat. In Beyond the Wire you give orders like this to your squad, And for voice over IP, there's local communications, squad communications, and command communications, similar to Postscriptum. What I like best about both games. The way trench warfare is portrayed with the attack and defend phases is in my opinion the best portrayal of fighting in World War I on the Western Front. And of course I like the content, which is very extensive, but of course this is also due to the fact Verdun is from 2015 and a full game, while Beyond the Wire is only early access since last week. I like the best that the armies are more realistic in Beyond the Wire than in Verdun. You won't see French, Americans and Scottish fight together in the same battle in this game. I also like it that the maps are more realistic and based on real locations. They're attacking A. I also like the fact that you can heal yourself. You can resupply ammo. How do we replenish ammo? Ammo resupplied. And you can be revived. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any remarks, suggestions or questions, please post them in the comments. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.